I would like to welcome everybody back to another exciting episode of Doubles Thread, and we got a special one for you guys. Real special. I had to wait for this man to get off tour to get in touch with this man. We got Mr. Rage for Christ himself. Kamar, how you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm good, bro. It's good to hear from you, big Dubba. You feel me? And I just want to let y'all know this man is a genius. I don't know how he came up with this, but this is different. He's in a bag I haven't foreseen before. You feel me? But man, it's all love, bro. I appreciate the opportunity.
Nah, man, honestly, man, that's all God, man. He placed it in my spirit to interview my friends about their projects and interview just talented people in general about their projects, man. And already wanted to get into hosting and podcasting, so hey, this is the next best thing. But let's get into it, man. You just dropped Galleria not too long ago. Please tell us, why did you name it Galleria? Like, what is the meaning behind the name?
Yeah, I'm always trying to think of an extravagant name with everything I do for the most part. So I'm always trying to like do something like different. I'm like, ooh, like like Vertigo and Protocol and all that other stuff. I just like those kind of names where it's like, oh, this sounds interesting. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to Galleria, the 3 pack is it's talking about different aspects of relationships like communication, kind of just the first instance of meeting your partner, just bigging up your partner, those kind of things. So it's just different aspects of relationships. And one thing I thought of when I thought of Galleria is a relationship is something that has precious and valuable things in it, right? Like your partner is precious to you, the bond you build, the relationship you guys build, the trust you build, the loyalty, all those things is precious. So I thought about, okay, what is a place that has a bunch of valuable stuff? So the first thing I thought to was like a jewelry shop or something like that, but I was like, nah, like I wanted something that encompasses all things, right? Because I feel like love covers a lot of things in relationships that we deal with. So just thinking about it more and more, I'm like, yo, what has like clothes, what I'm saying, jewelry, value, just a bunch of valuable stuff, right? And I thought of, oh, like a store. And I thought even bigger. I was like, nah, like a mall. And I was like, oh snap! Like, so I thought about it, and then instantly when mall hit me, I was like, Galleria. That's the perfect name for it because Galleria sounds hard. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of how I ended up landing on the name for the little 3 pack.
Shout out to Galleria Mall on Sunrise in Broward. But the funny thing is, you actually took a question from me because I was going to ask you, well, I noticed that this is more relationship based than a lot of your previous music because I know you're a rager. You like to rage and jumping down on stages. But I noticed like Eye for an Eye was about not being aligned with your partner. True was the other side, the connection with your partner. And then Triggered, with Jason and Andrika was, your past coming back to haunt you and things, just making you revert back and things like that. But so since we covered that about the Galleria and that question, let's go to Drika Will. And I've noticed, well, behind the scenes, I noticed that you and Drika have a lot of new tracks together. Tell me how is it working with her?
Oh man, yeah, like that's my sis, bro. Drika, me and her have gotten close over the past year or so, and we've really been working in close proximity. Um, Dog, she's super dope. I genuinely feel like she's one of the best female artists down here. Um, and I say one of the best. Still, shout out to the other females, Nat Lauren. I love you, all y'all. I love y'all. But nah, man, she's different, bro. She's super dope. And yeah, like I mean, I kind of just I've been kind of uh vocal producing her and DT for a couple months now, almost like a year now. I've been kind of producing with them, so it's bro, it's super dope working with them. It's like they inspire me, You feel me? And I definitely take a lot of critique and dope information from them. But, I also see what I could do to push their artistry and lend their ear. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful that they even, allow me or trust me enough to vocally produce them and push them in a certain direction. But nah, I mean, Drake is different, bro. I think True is like has been like her. I'm sorry, not True. Triggered, her verse on Trigger seems to be everybody's favorite. Her transition was just so smooth and it was so dope. But it's dope to see her kind of come into my world a little bit because I feel like she's always been on a whole different wave. But her getting into the whole auto tuning dark atmosphere thing, bro, it suits her well. So I enjoy being a part of that process of her kind of finding a new sound, and it's dope.
Facts. It's really dope to hear artists, tapping into different lanes, just trying different things. And Drika is dope. She's one of the dopest down here, man. Like you said, shout out to all the other ones. But Drika is dope, and for her to tap into a different lane is very refreshing. And you said something. You've been vocal producing her and DT. And in the first episode, DT actually says that you guys sit and talk, before y'all even have a session. Sometimes y'all forget to have a session because y'all talking. Just let us into some of those convos, like, what do you guys talk about? Life, family, not too deep, but just give us a little something.
No, yeah, man. Hey, bro, DT is my brother in real life, man. Like, we've been, ever since he's kind of came back out to the world, we've been kind of staying and connected in close proximity because, you know, uh, I was one of the people who really wanted to see how he was doing at the time, and going through, losing biz and things like that, which was hard on all of us. You feel me? But obviously, it hit him way more. That's his, like that's his closest friend. So, but nah, man. I was just trying to be there to be, a brother, a shoulder he can cry on if necessary, and what that turned into is just like, yo, like, hey, let's get in the studio and let's work and let's just get things going. And yo, like, we would just get in the studio, bro. We would talk about current events, talk about where where CHH is, or hip hop is, or different ideas, different things. It's really just like, yo, we really get into deep conversations about so many different things. Sometimes about the records that we're recording will kind of spark a conversation too. So it just kind of depends, but it really gets into a situation where it's like, yo, we're so comfortable working together and we're actually homies in real life that it's just like it becomes like a chill session. You feel me? Like literally, our sessions are longer not because we don't work fast. We have a good pace because like when we get to recording this song, we probably finish it in like 30 minutes to an hour. You know what I'm saying? Just depending on how many takes or whatever. But because of us, just chopping it up and just really being homies, sometimes we're in here for like 2 3 hours. More than we thought we were gonna be in here. So, but nah, man, I love that dude, bro. That's the big homie for real.
Nah, man, that's facts, man. He needs more people in his life, just to be there for him, not to get too deep, but just more people like that, more people like you. And we were talking about that in the first episode, how you have the heart to serve and you're there for people. Um, but let's pivot to another thing I said on the first episode, how you just got off a tour, how you were going crazy with the performances. It seemed like every week you had something to do. Every week you had something on the schedule. How was that feeling? Like, how was that feeling, like getting close to fans and getting that love everywhere you went, from Flavor Fest to there was somewhere you went out, like up north, and then uh, the Invasion tour recently. Just how does that feel in general?
Man, it was a crazy feeling, like a crazy dope feeling, because like, yo, performing is like my favorite part of being an artist. Like that's my bread and butter. Like the studio, I know some people they love being the creative process of making records and stuff more, but man, my love is on the stage. And bro, like no cap, as some people know, like I took a hiatus from music for about like 2 3 years. I just came back last year, and last year I had like I think 3 shows I did maybe, um, and I kind of expected that to be the same thing this year. I had no idea what God was gonna put in front of me. I'm talking about, I that's actually how Rage and Peace came to be, because I was just like, yo, like I started to, so I had, Rally Loud set up already. I had Flavor Fest set up already, and then I just got booked for Domination, which was in Virginia. But that's the show I think you were talking about. And that was actually my first show out of state. So shout out to God on that one again. But yo, once those three things were booked, I was like, okay, I guess those are the 3 shows I'm doing this year. Cool, no problem, man. I just started getting booking after booking after booking after booking, and I think in total, I have my last show this next week for the tour. So I think in total I would have done 12 shows this year. I'm gonna double check that. I think it's like 12. And bro, it it blew me away, because I was like, man, I did not do anything to deserve this or do anything to get this. It just all fell in my lap. Like legitimately, my phone was ringing for weeks. Like I think from like January to like March, my phone was ringing, and just different people hitting me up. Hey, I got a show opportunity. Show, 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 show. And it was so many of them that I just ended up. I just like decided, okay, I'm gonna pose this as a tour. That was actually Jay Santa's idea. Shout out to him. I just posed it as a tour. It was like, yo, I mean, I'm headlining most of these. There's a couple where I'm opening up for some big acts, things like that. Like, yo, I'm gonna post this as a tour. And bro, it was insane. I will say though, it was a lot, especially in July. I think I did 6 weekends back to back of shows. That was nuts. But man, God is good, bro. Like, and I'm praying that we could run it back next year. You feel me? And do something even bigger.
Nah, man, you've been going absolutely crazy, man, and I can't wait for next year for you to have multiple tours, man. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. So is there anything you have to say to the people? Any encouragement you want to give? Anything you want to say before we go? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. I just want to.
Nah, man, you've been going absolutely crazy, man, and I can't wait for next year for you to have multiple tours, man. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. So is there anything you have to say to the people? Any encouragement you want to give? Anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, man. I just want to say I appreciate the opportunity, man. I want to shout out a couple people, man. I want to shout out like 2V, call him JJ, Anti, Nata. Those are the little homies. Those are my bros. Nat Lauren, Drika, um, you know, my baby Jamie, you feel me? Like DTJ, Steph, um, yourself, Adel. We got something crazy. There's so many people down here that I love, bro, and I see so much potential in, and it's like South Florida about to take over, bro. It's something serious, especially next year. It's like there's a lot of people coming out. I mean, like Drake is working on a project. DT's working on a project. Steph is working on a project. I'm working on a project. So it's a lot about to happen next year, and I'm excited for it, bro. Like, and I'm launching a bunch of stuff next year. What I'm saying, I'm working on a company I've been working on for a little while that I'm gonna launch. You feel me? Just mad stuff, more touring, more music, bro. I'm so excited, bro. I'm just trying to put the city on my back. You feel me? But man, it's a beautiful thing to see that like all the homies and everybody down here has been so inspired after these last couple years. We lost a lot of people, um, and it's been rough, and it kind of felt like we was never going back to normal. But I feel like things are getting better than they were before, and so, yeah, man, I thank God that we're in this position and that we're gonna keep going. Everybody going up, and that's a fact. You feel me? For real.
That's what I'm talking about. My dog said he gonna put the city on his back. Man, please, y'all go out there and stream Galleria. Please go out there and look up these young artists that he just named, from Nat Loren to Nada to Anti. Man, South Florida is definitely on the rise, man. And all these projects is coming out next year. Oh man, I can't wait. 2023 is gonna be lit, man, for real. So, on behalf of Double Threat, we want to thank Kamar again for taking time out of his busy schedule, taking time out of his tour to have a conversation with your boy. And you already know, man. Double. Until next time.